He remains 6-4 on course and 6-4 on the exchanges. Red Rocks is 4-1, though he's available at 9-2 and just easing on the exchanges. Jadali is 15-2 and bigger on the exchanges. Tusculum 17-2. He's another one who's bigger on the exchanges. He's almost getting out to the 11-1 mark. Mountain is 6-1. 20-1 Ask, Championship Point, Fire and Rain, Galliant and Montetoile. The last drop is the outsider at 50-1. Of those,
they're off for the Ladbrokes St Leger, the world's oldest classic, the 230th running, and a field of 11 jumped from the stalls, sort themselves out through the first 100 yards or so, and Galliant takes up a prominent position in the beige jacket with Fire and Rain down at the rail. Championship Point is caught wide through the early strides. There's Slipstream in Mountain in the purple and white. Montetoile in the dark pink jacket, the only filly in the field, has settled towards the mid-division just behind the noseband in the last drop. 60s Icon, Frankie Dettori, about 2/3 of the way down the pack in the mauve jacket, following through Ask in the very pale colours. Tusculum is held up towards the rear of the field, and Red Rocks is anchored right at the back of the pack as Jadali settles in that yellow jacket in midfield as they meander their way towards the end of the first 3.5 furlongs. And Galliant leads the St Leger field here at a modest pace to Championship Point within 3 parts of a length, and then Fire and Rain disputing third with stable companion Mountain. Ask is next up the rail from the last drop, couple lengths the yellow jacketed Jadali, followed by Montetoile. Then working back to 60s Icon spot Frankie in the mauve jacket, and Red Rocks has just moved up a position, relegating Tusculum to be last of the field. They continue down the back straight on the Knavesmire, and Galliant and Philip Robinson show the way here, but by only a half length to Championship Point and Tony Colhane going quite freely out wide. Mountain tracks them going smoothly in third, a half length to Fire and Rain up the rail. The last drop follows them in fifth under a patient ride. Ask follows next in the field. Then 2 lengths to Jadali. No move yet from 60s Icon. He races wide of the filly Montetoile in the dark pink jacket, and still Tusculum and Red Rocks are the last pair as they begin the turn back towards home. Well beyond the halfway stage and approaching the final 3/4 of a mile in the Ladbrokes St Leger, and Galliant can't shake off the attentions of Championship Point. They lock horns up front, being tracked still by Mountain and then Fire and Rain. The last drop with the noseband is sitting in 5th place with Ask up his inside. Jadali's rather caught on heels as they leave the 5-pole behind them. Frankie's just beginning to inch a little closer now in the mauve jacket on 60s Icon. Montetoile and Tusculum are next, and Red Rocks and Richard Hughes turn down the straight last of the St Leger field. They begin to quicken up, heading down now towards the final 3.5 furlongs. Galliant fades quickly and Championship Point goes on. Near side the challenge though comes from Mountain, Fire and Rain and Ask. Here goes the last drop for a big shock in the Leger. Still 60s Icon getting closer, and the favourites pulling double for Frankie. 2.5 furlongs to cover. It's Championship Point from Ask. Jadali with a yellow jacket. 60s Icon still covered up. Frankie has a look to his right. He's a couple of lengths behind the lead as he switches towards the near side. 1.5 furlongs left to cover. Ask got to the front from Jadali. The last drop. Here goes 60s Icon unleashed on the near side. What will he find? A withering run, and 60s Icon charges to the front for Frankie Dettori. Red Rocks is finishing off strongly, but 60s Icon, a 21st century St Leger hero, and Frankie wins the Leger. 60s Icon from the last drop. It's very close to the places between Ask and Red Rocks, and Jadali was next.
Frankie Dettori and Jeremy Noseda, but for owners Paul and Susan Roy, who lost Majors Cast earlier in the year, that they can enjoy St Leger success thanks to 60s Icon, the 11-8 favourite. Second, number 10, the last drop at 50-1, and third, a brave run from Red Rocks at 4-1.